What's up YouTube, it's your boy Tits here, and today I got a build breakdown for you for the new Update 10 Warframe Nekros. I've already gone over most of his powers in the first look video. I'm just going to briefly go over him again, explain a little bit, then jump into how to mod him. If you want to jump right to that part, you can use the annotation above to do so. Starting off with his first power, his Soul Punch. It's basically meant for one target, an armor ignore, physics impact power. It does 500 damage, 650 with focus, but if they're close enough together, like right here, you get the nice effect of multiple enemies flying, which is so cool looking, and that sick punching sound, and you're able to kill multiple enemies, because if you remember how like a Paris bow can send bodies flying and another body hits a body and you'll kill multiple enemies, it's basically the same way, kind of a physics. It's more of a physics impact bug for this power, because it's more meant for a single target. There goes the Ancient, all the way up to the Skylight. They also will just fly really far, even if you're just hitting one of them sometimes. The power just kind of gets kind of buggy like that. You know, it's all that physics impact, I guess. So that there's Terrify. You know, got a few enemies on your paw and you want them to run away. You know, it's not amazing for end wave defense or anything, and I'll explain that later. It's more of just a panic, you know, panic mode type power that's great all around, lower level and regular missions. You see here they run pretty far away and it lasts a long time at full rank, like 24 seconds, 25 seconds right there. So you really don't need your continuity or constitution. And lastly, Shadows of the Dead. You really want to focus for this power, because you will resurrect 9 enemies with this power, and the way it works is once you've killed 9 enemies, they're kind of stored. Let's say their souls are stored, and those are the ones you're going to be resurrecting. If you kill a 10th enemy, it overwrites the last one, so the last 9 enemies you kill are the ones you're going to resurrect. So preferably you're going to want to kill, you know, the strongest enemies around. Maybe a bunch of shield ospreys and gunners or something if you're doing Corpus or Grenier or whatnot. So, and for Infested, it works pretty nicely. I mean, they run fast and really, they're kind of like your own little hunting dogs. They just run all over the map, hunting out targets for you. And, you know, it's not as much about damage. They kind of, Infested kind of act as a nice distraction for you when you cast this power, to let you run through, do your damage, and to help out, since Nekros is a little squishy on the defense side. The damage would really come into play with the Corpus and Grenier if this power worked like it should, and they're going to be fixing this very soon, I would imagine. I'll show you a clip here in a second. Basically, with Corpus, the downside is, unless you're right up on an enemy, then your Corpus and Grenier are going to stay back. So in the clip you'll see I cast it like right here, and the enemy's in the next room with more enemies, but they're staying way back there. So I'd have to cast it again to even get another group in here. So they don't really move around, and that's kind of a downside. And they get buggy and just sit and shoot walls. Like, what the hell are you guys doing right now? So that really needs fixed. So just a few things I wanted to go over, show the powers, and let's jump right into how to mod your Nekros. Alright guys, when modding your Nekros, remember he's just an all-around support Warframe, like an all-around average support Warframe with stats on the lower side, and also his aura does not come with a polarity, so that is why I threw one Forma in, just to help him out a little bit from the start, and I focused on energy and defenses, because that's where Nekros kind of lacks. So I start with the redirection, go up as high as possible, and his D polarity comes with, and a full vigor in the D polarity I added from the Forma. Also a fortitude to help him out with the shield recharge, especially if you're a newer player with Nekros. You'll notice he gets down quite easily, so the shield recharge can really help you out there. And then to kind of counter his energy problems, we put in the flow and the streamline. And before I get to the powers, the last 2 mods are Rush and Focus. Now with Rush, I'm going to leave these 8 or 9 points up to you as a personal preference thing, and everything else I definitely recommend putting on. he has a run speed of a Nyx or a Banshee. He's basically in that vicinity. So I like my Warframe a little faster, and that's why I use Rush. If you don't need a Rush, then you can use whatever else you want. I will leave that one up to you. But for his V polarity, I definitely recommend Focus over Continuity. Basically because Continuity is going to affect Shadows of the Dead and Terrify. Focus is going to affect Soul Punch and Shadows of the Dead. Now, Terrify lasts a long time. 24 seconds or something, I counted when I did it in the gameplay you just seen. That's a long time. And it's not really an amazing crowd control power that you're even going to be using on high wave defense or nothing. Like, he's just not the Warframe for real high wave defense, and it already has a really good duration anyways if you are using on defense, and a pretty decent range. So I really wouldn't worry about amping that power up. That power is more going to come in handy on just regular maps, you know, regular defense. You're getting down by, you know, a heavy gunner, and you need basically to get them out of there. You can cast the Terrify to send them packing, because like I said, you'll notice Nekros will be getting down quite quickly, especially with his long animation times on some of his powers. So the Terrify can really come in handy there. I just wouldn't worry about spending much needed mod points on, you know, that power. It does just fine where it's at. And the Shadows of the Dead, it lasts a long time too, and if you were to make it last a few seconds more with the continuity, that's fine. But what would benefit it even more is Focus, because instead of having a few resurrected enemies by your side, you'll have a whole army of 9 if you use a full Focus. And we're using these 3 powers and not Desecrate, because Desecrate was a great idea but executed kind of poorly. You gotta run up to each enemy, the RNG is kind of crap, and a lot of times the enemy disappears, so you gotta do it quick. You gotta do them one by one, and if a teammate on your team has if a teammate has a weapon that vaporizes the enemy, you can't even cast it. The body has to be there, so it just doesn't work out that great. They should have made Desecrate an AoE radius power that worked in a certain area and it looted all the enemies, and the RNG was better. That would have worked out very nicely for some loot, for a loot build for Nekros. What do you think about, you know, your opinion with the Desecrate? You know, do you think it should just be taken out altogether? I'd like to hear your opinions on that. And for his aura, just use Rifle Amp or Energy Siphon. It's up to you and what the rest of your group is running. And one more thing before I want to go, I kind of want to get everybody's opinion on Warframe's powers. They only have 4. A lot of times only 2 are real useful, and you get burned out in a week or 2 with a new Warframe. It kind of sucks. What do you think about a good 4 or 5 more powers being added and more themes being added, so that the Warframes, so basically you'd be able to do more builds, not the same 1 or 2 builds, and they would just be a lot more fun, because most popular games have a skill tree. They have more themes like spy, defense, assault, you know, elemental, mage, whatever, and you don't get bored nearly as quick. This game would be perfect for that. I'd like to know what your opinion on all that is too, the Warframes only having 4 powers. So leave me a comment in the section below about that. I'm going to go ahead and head out. That's all I got for you. If you have any more questions, go ahead and message me. Please comment, like, subscribe, and share. Check out my new Twitch in the description below. You'll find the link there and in my About Me. I hope you guys have a good rest of the week. Stay tuned. Tomorrow I have a Carrier Sentinel video, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.